We're asking why. The stock market and home ownership are at or near record levels. Interest rates are still historically low, and employment is about the strongest it has ever been. Maybe Americans are just spoiled. Let's ask the crew from Bulls and Bears, including Gary B. Smith, Tobin Smith, Cheryl Casoni as well. Also here, Peter Schiff, author of Crash Proof. Peter, what do you think of that?
Well, I think it shows you that the average American, they're not paying attention to these phony government numbers that all you guys are looking at. They're living in the real world. And in reality, the cost of living is rising far faster than the government's phony inflation numbers, and certainly
Peter,
far faster than their wages.
Did you say they were phony numbers 10 years ago when Bill Clinton was president?
I've been saying they've been phony numbers for a long time. But they seem to get
10 years
phonier.
ago when we had a strong economy as well,
no, we didn't
it was phony then,
Neil,
too.
We didn't have a strong economy. In the 1990s, we had a bubble economy based on the stock market. Now we have a bigger bubble.
You didn't trust the numbers then, you don't trust them now.
And now we have a bigger
I understand.
bubble
Cheryl,
on the
what do you
real
make of
estate
that?
market.
Are people not looking at their 401ks? I look at this poll and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the economy back in 2002, 5 years ago, people are saying it was better then. It's ridiculous. Every airline was in bankruptcy. You're trying to tell me now the economy's not strong? Look at how the market is doing. How many record closes have we had?
Well, the market aside, Gary B. Smith, I sometimes think that we lose sight of what tough is. That's the one thing that confuses me.
Absolutely. Look, Neil, I grew up in the 70s. Gas lines, high inflation, 3 TV channels. I mean, first of all, to Peter's point, not only is real disposable personal income at an all-time high, but each of those dollars goes longer. I remember when I started with IBM in 1980, we came out with the personal computer. I think my cell phone has more computing power than that. So every dollar goes further, and we live a better life than, my gosh, John Rockefeller did 80 years ago.
That's just not true. And you guys are ignoring. Look at all the debt. Look at the trillions of dollars that Americans have borrowed in the last 5 years and blown it. People are drowning in debt. They can't make ends meet. They're one paycheck away from a foreclosure
Tobin, what do you
notice.
make of that?
Well, leave it to Peter to take not the rule, but take a outlier and make that into what he would call a concept. Here's what actually happens. I'm in the research business. We have one of the largest survey panels. I will tell you what this word says is not it's the economy, it's my economy. And my economy is really a code word for they're upset about the war. They're upset about the fact that, gas prices are higher than they were. They are upset. When people are upset, they say that the economy stinks. It's not the economy that stinks. They're mad at President Bush. They're mad about the Iraq War. They're mad about gas prices, and that's why they're, sounding so negative.
It's not just gas prices. It's almost all prices. Prices are going up across the board. You guys just can't see it because you're too busy looking at government numbers, and you're not looking at price tags.
Peter, here's the point I want to raise with Cheryl. What I'm looking at is remembering that when I got my first mortgage, it was at 13.5%, and I thought I was a genius. I can remember inflation-adjusted gasoline prices approaching $4 a gallon. I can remember waiting on lines for gasoline. I can remember that it was an honor if we got the prime rate under 20%. So, Cheryl, what I'm asking is, and I know you're young, that we're sort of slighted by a biased view here. We don't remember when times are tough.
Well, that's the thing. We've had these great few years. Go back to 2002 when we were having such a difficult time. Now we've had all these record closes. People are like, oh, great, that's going to continue. We have a very short-term memory, I think, when it comes to the economy and what we have seen over the 20 years, which I have watched over the last 20 years, including the Clinton administration.
When you were 5, right.
Well, guys, I want to say, Peter, I can understand your concern. Here's what worries me, though. A lot of this, I believe, is skewed simply by the war. And the war drags on, and people are, when they're questioned on this, they say that
war as an excuse.
I don't know. When they're questioned on this, they always mention the war.
No,
so they don't do that as an anomaly.
It's a convenient excuse. Sure, the war's a problem, but the economy is a bigger problem. Look, the U.S. dollar just hit a new all-time record low today against the euro. It's on the verge of a major collapse.
Nobody cares about that, Peter. The American consumer is not sitting here losing sleep because the euro is more than $1. Peter, you're confusing the case.
Neil, the only reason Americans can consume is because people around the world will accept the money we print for the stuff that they produce. When our money loses value,
well,
and the world doesn't want it.
You're all arguing points very well, but when I was a kid, I walked 6 miles to school. It was uphill both ways.
Well, you better.
Thank you all very much. I wish we had more time, guys, but we're going to keep an eye on this. Thank you very much.
Sure.